Hello everybody and welcome to Sanctuary. I'm Mariah. How's my week going? Yeah, it's not that good. Tired. I'm dealing with something since last week and it's not getting better, so it's really irritating me. I'd rather not talk about it because it's not going to change. Talking about it doesn't change anything. So I really don't feel talking about that. I'm just ignoring it in my brain then. Maybe eventually it'll go away. As long as it's gone by a certain time this month, then I'll be good. Actually, I would like it to be gone before I do something mid June, but we'll see. I've been dealing with this since last week, so we'll see if it goes away at all. It's really getting on my nerves is all I do know. Yeah, didn't really have a good weekend, but that's life, I guess. I'm sorry you had a lot of ups and downs today, Nick. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Yeah, and what I'm going through made me think something really dark the other day, which I'm not sorry about thinking because it was pissing. It's still pissing me off right now, and I can't get through it because it won't. It decides it wants to do what it wants, and I can't. And I'm not in control of whatever it's trying to do. But that's life. I don't have any control over that. I am never controlling emotions because it's just making it worse. But like I said, um, but I'm not going to let this. I'm not going to let this thing that I'm dealing with destroy my life. It's already ruined my weekend plans, and that's why another reason I'm probably irritated. I just need to be gone by before this concert comes at the end of the month, and I need to be gone by the 13th. Before the 13th, that's when I need to go on before the 13th, and definitely before the concert I go. Me and my sister are going to in near the end of June. I need to be gone by then, but we'll see. I can't control. Unfortunately, I can't control it because if I could control it, I would remove it from my body so that I don't have to deal with it anymore. But I don't have control over that. And doing what my best friend has told me, what she told me is not helping. It really is not doing anything. Like, it's just really making me mad. Yeah. Yeah. And it's causing me to go back into certain behaviors I had before I found out what this was. Like yesterday, I only ate one meal because this crap was bothering me so bad. Trying not to go back to that state where I was before I found out that I had this, and it might go back to that because it feels like I went before I was diagnosed with what I have, and it's really irritating me because this is what it reminds me of when I first before I found out what I had. Like it's not going away, and it's really making me angry, and it's making me not want to eat again, and honestly, let's be honest, eating is not helping it. Not eating is not helping it. Regardless of what I do, nothing is working. So I don't have a choice. And I appreciate you, Nick. I do appreciate your kind words. Honestly, I know you're trying. I mean, your words are. I appreciate them, but I wish I could just tell my body to do something and it would actually respond to what I tell it. But because it's messing up everything, messing up things I need to do for my body and I can't do because one particular thing is causing this problem and I can't stop it. And no matter what I try, it's not working. And I know dwelling on it is not making it work better. It's honestly not making it worse, but it's not making it better. So you can only do what I can. And I just don't like things. When I don't like that my body is controlling certain aspects of my life. I don't like that, and there's nothing I can do about it. I literally hate that, and I think most people that have like certain conditions don't like that either. When they want to do a particular thing, and then their body's like, no, I'm not letting you do that thing. You're gonna do what I ask you to do. So yeah, that's kind of what it is. Um, but yeah, hopefully my chat isn't broken. I don't know if it is or not, but charging my tablet right now anyways. So I wouldn't know if the chat is broken. Like one of my former friends. Honestly, I'm a fighter. Honestly, I've been a fighter since I was born. I'm a baby, so this is just another thing I've learned to deal with. Like being a former athlete, I learned to push through the pain. So unfortunately, that's what I'm doing with this, which is not helping because I can't control it. Because if I could control it, I would pull it outside my body, but I can't do that. Um, yeah, I'm just concerned because these flare-ups are worse than, these are as bad as when I was before I was diagnosed with what I have. And I feel like before, when I was, like when I first, before I found out I had what I have, I just feel as bad as that. And I don't understand why all of a sudden it decides to come. I don't understand why all of a sudden it's starting to flare up. I don't understand. Like, it's the same amount of pressure I've been under. I don't understand what's going on because I know my emotions can trigger it, but the point is, I would have thought if that's the case, wouldn't it have started being flare-ups consistently over the last couple of years rather than just this last week? I don't understand what's happening. And people that have this also may not understand what it's like. Like, I know someone that has had this, but they didn't have the same exact thing I'm going through, so they don't know what this is like. Like someone told me that sorry, someone told me that they had this, but they didn't have the same exact situation I'm dealing with. Honestly, I don't know because like when I'm not feeling well, I'm not. Unfortunately, when I'm not feeling well, if it's, even if it's something I enjoy and I'm not feeling well, I won't react the same way. So hopefully, I really hope this is gone before the Evanescence concert at the end of the month. Also, at the end of the month, I really hope to God because I really want to see that. Like, I mean, I'm going to go, but I really want to be able to enjoy it, just like I enjoyed when me and my sisters went to Paramore. I really, because I've never seen Evanescence in concert, even ever since I was young. So for me, this is like a, my opinion, this is like a once in a lifetime experience. Kind of similar to how Paramore was to me, a once in a lifetime experience because sometimes I just think like you may like never get to see this again. Like, and I don't know. I've been listening to Evanescence since I was like maybe 8 or so. But back then I didn't really understand the words, but I liked their music back when I was young. So I just think that's really kind of interesting that me and my sisters can do this together. Like, if I pick between Evanescence and Paranoid, I wouldn't be able to pick because they're two different. They're both an alternative, but at the same time, it's a difference in the way they are. So, like, I really enjoyed the Paramore concert when me and my sisters went. This one, I can't wait to go because this one's gonna be wait. The last one was on a Friday. The last concert I went to was on a Friday. This one will be on a Saturday, so I feel like it will be different. And so for me, I just think it's gonna be cool. I think it's gonna be interesting. Um, Honestly, people that like Evanescence probably will understand how I feel about this. Like people that don't, I've never really been into like the very popular singers. Okay, I like them so what? I would never go to concerts that are too extremely popular. The difference is for like for Evanescence and Paramore, I listened to them when they weren't popular. So getting to see them when they became more relevant or whatever is different. Like to me, like if like I would never go to see certain people like in concert ever. It's like I can't remember like an hour and a half away, I think. I think maybe an hour and a half, whatever. Some people I remember the for the Paramore concert. Some people came from different states to see the concert for that one. I wonder if that's happening for this one. Like they came from different states. I don't know if they any came from different countries. I know me and my sister I think, me and my sisters, I think they came from different, I remember them coming from different states. And I thought it was interesting because I'm like, whoa, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not got to be going. I mean, Maryland and Virginia are close enough, so I feel like that's not that bad. But like, I mean, like when I say differences, I mean from the one side of the country to the other side. I'm not talking about like as in, I'm not talking about like as in like they came from like because we were in DC for the concert for Paramore. This particular concert is going to be in Virginia, and we're in Maryland. That's not that big a deal. Like I cannot see myself going from like say I came from like from the other side of the world, maybe Oregon or something, and came all the way to DC. Yeah, I'm not doing that. That's not happening. I'm not like unless I got time off. That's completely different. Okay, if I got time off and I like planned this, then I'd be okay. Hi, Costas. How'd you know that was Costas, Nick? You're right. It is him. But back to us saying I need this stupid acid reflux to go away. I need to go away. I'm sick of it. It's been bothering me this whole last week and starting again this week. How to put some plans over my sisters. We were supposed to go do something this last week, and and we couldn't because Mariah has her freaking acid reflux that's screwing with her throat and bothering her body, so she can't do what she wants to do. I'm gonna need this to stop messing with me because I need God, can you just let this be over before the end of the month, please? I need you to let it happen because I need to be able to enjoy the concert. Me and my sister are going to. I want to be able to enjoy it and not be in a weird space. So, but I feel like, yeah, I need Satan to leave me alone because I know he's trying to piss me off because this is making me mad. Yeah, I have really bad acid reflux and I flared. My mom had acid reflux, but hers was nothing like mine when she was young. Nothing like mine. Mine is really bad. Like the stomach acid from my stomach doesn't stay down in my stomach; it comes up in my throat. It's not supposed to do that, obviously. And sometimes, like I've had in the past, and it actually can cause cavities. And I think it's caused some. I'm pretty sure it caused some of my cavities in my mouth to be really. It actually caused me to have cavities. It causes a high risk of cavities. The stomach acid eats at my teeth, and then it causes the cavities or whatever. But the point is, me and my sisters were supposed to go to this Thai thing, this Thai like event, but luckily it has other opportunities. So we're gonna try to go see if we can go. If they have one, they had one yesterday, one in June the 14th, and one sometime in September, October. If we don't go, it's okay. But I just need it to at least be okay so I can celebrate my sister's birthday for her because we didn't celebrate it yet. And so we'll do that this month. And we're supposed to go to the concert this month. And I'm going to the concert even if I'm freaking in pain to go to the concert because I've been waiting to go to the concert for like me and my sister have been waiting to go to the concert for like 6, 7 months now because that's how far in advance we bought the tickets, and I'm gonna need it to not do things that I need to do. I'm gonna enjoy the concert even if I'm in pain doing it because being a former athlete, I learned for me like yeah, I used to take medicine for the acid reflux. I didn't do anything. It's already causing me hallucinations, which I stopped doing. I've been doing this thing with milk. It's not working, and I don't know why. I've never had it. I've had it this bad with my acid reflux and the flare ups. I've had them bad, but this is way before I was diagnosed. This was like, it was this bad before I was actually diagnosed with acid reflux. Because there was points where I wasn't eating, like, or I was barely eating anything, and I almost am about to go back to that point if it gets worse. Because I don't want to deal with this. I told my mom, I said, if it keeps getting bad, I'm either gonna eat one meal or stop eating for a while to see if it will stop this mess and stop doing this. And I know for me it's unhealthy not to eat, but if I have to, because it's not clearing the system, whatever's in it won't clear. So if I have to just drink water and cleanse my system out and see if it will like take whatever is happening. The milk, like my best friend, I didn't know you had I didn't know you had acid reflux like I didn't. I had no idea. I know my best friend, she's a nurse. She was saying oatmeal and milk help, and the milk is not doing a damn thing. That's what it's not. It's not doing a damn thing. I keep drinking water. It's not. I keep thinking, oh Mariah, if you drink water, it will kind of flush. You know what I'm saying? Because I would think the water would flush the acid out or whatever on my throat or whatever, trying to like because it's gone trying to come up because I can feel it. Most people when they have acid reflux as bad as I do, they can typically, I can normally tell when it's trying to come up there, and I can feel it, like right now. So, and I hate when it does it because I'll swallow it back down because I don't want it coming out. Because it's disgusting. I don't care if that's gross. I don't like it because it burns. Like, who wants that crap? I don't want it just because I feel like if I spit it out of my throat, spit it from where it's coming from, it's gonna burn the whole thing because it does burn it. Like, I've damage to my esophagus because of this crap. Um, which is very. I don't know why it won't stay down there. It's supposed to stay down there. I don't know if it means I have a flap open or if I have something else with the, I don't know what the hell would cause it because I don't even know what caused it because I didn't always have this. I only got diagnosed with this in 2020, 2021 or 2020. I think it was 20. I think it either was the end of 2020 or the early 2021, but I think it might have been end of 2020. And I remember I was trying to at that one point I was trying, it was during COVID. I was trying to find out what the hell is going on. We couldn't get no damn doctor because all the freaking doctors were closed because of this COVID. I understood why, but when you say teleappointments, that's not helpful when I need you to actually look at my throat. How the hell is that helpful? A teleappointment was gonna work for me. Like, when I need you to actually look down in my throat. Like, and I remember, I was like, man, the first thought I had, like, I didn't, because I was losing weight because I wasn't eating. And I knew there's only certain things that cause you not to be able to eat and become nauseous. And the first thought I had was like, okay, I must have cancer because I never had ever in my whole life until this happened. I never had a time where I never had a time where I wasn't able to eat, like, and it not be, I wouldn't feel sick. Like, I never had that happen before. Okay, stomach ache, whatever, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about consistent, like, it was numerous months of not feeling good, like, feeling nauseous. I didn't know acid reflux could cause that. I didn't know that at the point. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm losing weight, and I'm not understanding why I'm losing weight. I knew I was losing weight because I wasn't eating. And I thought because I wasn't eating because I'm thinking this, and every time I try to eat, I feel sick. And I'm thinking, that's not normal. And I'm thinking, and I remember going to, because the only place at the time that was open was like CVS and all the other stupid places or whatever. I'm not saying CVS is stupid, but I'm saying I was an actual doctor. So for me, I was like, oh my gosh, we gotta go to the, like, I remember the lady who was looking at me was like, yeah, you need to like drink some nutrient, what's the thing called? The thing where you, was it Pediasure or the one with the, like, the nutrients you put in your body because you're not eating. And it's not because I didn't want to eat it, because my body would not let me. Because it would make it, it's almost like my stomach acid would make me so sick I could not put food in my body. What's Reni? I've never heard of that. I never even heard that. Yeah, I don't use for me, I don't use medication anymore ever since my acid reflux medication made me start seeing things. I don't trust medication that way. I didn't trust it before. I mean, I didn't really trust it before, but after that started happening, I haven't used medicine since that. I haven't used any medicine since then. I just let my body deal with it, even though I hate having to deal with it when it comes to this, because it's not a fun process. Anyone that has acid reflux, the ones who have the mild acid reflux, I want to have that. I want to have it where it's like manageable. Not saying that acid reflux is fun, because it's not, but I would rather have it where it's just like it's not going on my throat. That's what I want. I want it where it's not going on my throat. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be rude to anyone that has it and may have lesser severity of than I do. Um, but that's what I want. And people that don't have it don't understand. People that have it understand. People that don't have it don't understand what I'm feeling. Like, I know my sisters were like, they were sorry that I have like dealing with this, because I know I was telling them, well, I had to cancel certain plans we had because of this. The flare ups, because it actually physically burns my throat. Like, and it's even and the thing is, even if the acid doesn't come up, the feel of the acid can make you have inflammation in your throat, which is like, I wish that wasn't even a thing. But what would cause the weak? Why is there a weak muscle? I don't understand that. You said that you think reflux happens due to a weak muscle that blocks acid. But why? I don't want that. Like, I don't get it. Well, what would cause it weak over time? Because I'm not understanding it. Um, I don't know. Honestly, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking. I'm just gonna do. Honestly, I'm just gonna let it, like I normally do as an athlete. Now I've dealt with my colds. I'm just gonna let it sweat itself out. I mean, wear itself out because medicine is not helpful for me. So it just like messes with everything. So I'm not doing all that. Like for other people, it works for them, but it don't work for me. So I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna let it wear itself out, even if it causes me to have more pain than I want. But it should be. I'm used to pain, honestly. Like I said, I was born with it. So the only difference is this pain is burning. That's the only difference here. Rather than other pains. So yeah. Any um. Well, great. My dang it. You mean my esophagus is weak then? Great. That makes me not feel good. I don't even know how I feel about that. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say about that. I'm really got nothing to say about it. Yeah. I still can't believe that people want me to do a getting to know me better thing. I'm still shocked that that's a number one. But I can't believe that's an actual topic that people want for the celebratory stream. I literally can't believe that's in the first place. Um, because I don't get it. Sorry, I think that's a bus going past. That's what you hear. At least that's what I hear, which probably means you probably hear it too. Unfortunately, that's how loud the bus is. I don't know. I literally give up because I feel like my whole life I feel like I have the things that are uncommon to most people. I have. I just feel like that's what my life has become, and I just need this to stop because it's gonna affect like getting. I feel like this is gonna cause me like job situations, all these different things, and because I remember when I was working right after I'd get diagnosed with this, or before, actually, no, it's before I found out. Yeah, I know what GERD is. It's the same. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's what acid reflux is. Same thing. Um, it's something to do with the esophagus. I don't remember. It's a gastroesophagus something disorder. I can't remember what the R stands for. Yeah, like gastrointestinal. It's like gastro. It's like deal with your digestive and your esophagus. I don't know. Like, I know exactly what it is because I know that's what it's called. GERD is just another word for acid reflux. I already know that. But that's because I know that because when I got diagnosed, they said that it was called both of those things. I just remember when I'll never forget that day when I thought I had cancer and I felt so bad because I didn't know. Then this is when I thought I had cancer before I got diagnosed with acid reflux. I felt bad because I didn't know the nurse who I had found out the nurse who was like helping me or whatever. She had just got diagnosed. She either just got diagnosed with cancer or she told me she had cancer, and I felt terrible. Cause I'm thinking over here, oh my gosh, I had cancer, and and of course there was a reason I had thought that, but I was grateful I didn't have cancer. But this is not much. I feel like this is not fun. Even though I don't have cancer, this situation is not fun either, because this can cause cancer. And the reason why it's scary is because you won't know if it causes you cancer. That's what scares me half to death. Like because of the acid coming up my throat, it can continuously burn at this part of my esophagus, and it can cause stuff to happen to my throat without me being aware of it. That is what scares me half to death. because I've read into I read into it, can acid reflux over time, can it cause cancer again? And that really scares me. Um, yeah, I don't wish this. I would never wish this on my enemy, even if I didn't like my enemy, and I have people I don't like. But I would not wish this on them, especially because you can't control it. Like if I could control when this crap happens, of course it would never happen, but um, I can't. So yeah, yeah. I didn't know anything about. I didn't know certain medications could cause that either. I didn't know that certain acid reflux medications cause a high risk of cancer. I didn't know that, but I don't. Like I said, I don't take any medication for it, um, because it doesn't help. And even when I was taking medication, it wasn't helping. All it was doing was giving me hallucination, which it's not supposed to do. It's one of the rarest side effects that stupid drug could give me. And of course, I get it. Like, let's be honest. You should know your name's Mariah. Your name, and you normally, and also I know for me, I normally get things that are the rarest crap to get. It just seems to be how my life goes. But yeah, and people are like, okay, well, and people probably it's not laughing at it, but to me it is laughable because I should be just expected. That's why it's laughable to me. Um, honestly, I still don't get why that's in the. I still don't understand why that is in the lead. Why do people want me to do getting to know me better? Most people that are on this channel constantly know me well enough, so I don't even like. I don't know what you're gonna ask me, Nick or Mildred, or what you two would ask me because I don't even know what to ask me. I mean, to expect because the people that are on here enough will know well enough about me. So it almost makes me wonder. I almost wonder. I would like to know who. I wish I could know who during picked that topic because I'm trying to figure out like why did they pick that topic. I literally I don't get it. And when I think about it, I'm like I still don't get it. What do you mean you think something? What do you mean? Wait, what do you mean you'll think of something? You already know most things. You most know most things about me. I'm not sure about everything. I'm pretty sure you know what. Actually, you might know as much as my. No, I don't know. Do you know as much as my best friend? Honestly, I don't think most people know as much as my best friend. My family does, but they're my family. It's not the same thing. Uh huh. No, I figured what you meant. My brain lost the thoughts. With this stupid reflux, I've not been. My brain has been because it's so focused on trying to make sure my acid stays down in my throat. I'm trying to focus on both what you're saying and it's happened to my dad when he was talking to me the other day. I mean yesterday. He said something and my brain like because I was trying to make sure I don't my acid doesn't the acid in my stomach doesn't come up my throat. I was paying attention but I wasn't my brain was not fully connected what was happening at the time because I'm like I need to keep my acid down my off my throat. And that's what I've been doing since like last week. I've been trying to make sure even when we were doing the stream last week, my Wednesday stream, I was trying to focus on I was not really focused on the comment section because I was trying to focus on the what I'm saying. Plus, the acid reflux was really pissing me off, so I was trying to like not blow up on the stream because my brain is like, Mariah, I'm tired of this, and my body is tired of it fighting this, and it can't like get relief. So it's like, Mariah, I'm tired. Well, of course, it's way more tired now, but because last week it was only a couple of days, and now it's at a point where it's over a week. So like, come on. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Nick. I am sorry. I don't. I'm sorry. You're not having a good day. I'm sorry that you can't focus. I understand not focusing. And study conversation I kind of held, but I do understand not focusing fully because I'm trying to focus. I'm focusing on this conversation, but I'm also focusing on making sure my acid reflux doesn't get to the point where it tries to come up my throat. So I understand that point. Honestly, most people don't understand me. I'm actually surprised. Um, what am I gonna say? I'm surprised that yeah, I'm actually if you want, you don't have to stay if you don't want to, Nick. It's fine. I'd rather you take care of yourself. Which is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to take care of myself, but also trying to help others at the same time. It's a battle, um, but I don't think I think both are important, helping people and my health. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just being. I don't even know what that would be considered being selfish and not selfish at the same time. Uh, I'm just sorry. I'm just sorry. Whatever happened, I'm sorry. That caused you a lot of turmoil. I'm not sure the word. I think that's the right word. Yeah, I don't know if that's the right word. Okay, well, it caused you some kind of emotional problems. I don't know exactly what they are, but I hope that they get better. Um, all the way, not just most of the way. Honestly, I'm so sorry about the bad things. I'm glad for the good things. I'm sorry about the bad things though. And for me, I know in times of like this particular situation with master reflexes was causing me to have depression and thinking very bad thoughts. I even said some of them out loud. Can't say them on camera because I mean they're not good. They're really really bad. I said them around this house. They're not really good. They were like almost kind of actually no. They were thoughts of very bad depression and very very. If I had that particular thing, yeah, I wouldn't be here because that's how bad this is making me. Like it's causing me to have suicidal thoughts. This acid reflects how bad it is. It's been causing me to have suicide thoughts to the point where I said some things I can't say on camera. Especially for anyone that has suicidal problems, suicide ideation. Like let's be honest, for everyone that knows me on this channel, that's been here since for a while, knows I've dealt with depression off and on majorly for 20 years. So, and the thing is, depression isn't something you just come in and out of. For me, I've dealt with. I mean, I say off and on. It's not like I should say in the last 5 years, this is the best it's been. Where it's not. I don't have when I used to have. Because I used to have it where I couldn't think there would ever be a good day. That's why I shouldn't say off and on because it was 20 years almost. It was like about wait, actually technically it was about maybe 17, 16. Hold on, thinking. Hold on, I go back. About maybe like 15, 16 years of depression. A lot from, well, I guess about maybe even 17 years. And then when I had my therapy and I eventually got in a good right headspace, which I never ever thought was gonna ever happen in my whole life, honest to God. I didn't think there would ever be a day where I wouldn't think about doing something to myself. It was an honest thought, honest statement. And I know people worry about me, which is kind of insane to me. You worry about me like I'm gonna keep being on the. I know two of my online friends still worry about me to this day as if I'm gonna do something to myself. Um, well, when they already know I'm fine. My parents know my struggles, and it's not that I don't hide them from them. There was they've known since I was about. They knew about my struggles since I was the age of like about. They knew about it since maybe the age of 14, but it wasn't as bad as it had gotten over time, or like in my 20s, and it was not good. Honestly, I wouldn't have met my ex if the suicide attempt had carried. You wouldn't have met any of you actually if my suicide attempt worked back in 2021. Um, I wouldn't have met any of you. Sometimes when I am in my if I ever get when I get my dark phase, I'm like sometimes I wonder why didn't it just complete. Other times I'm grateful it didn't work, but um I feel like it depends on the mood I'm in. Like with this stupid acid reflux, because I feel like it's not gonna let up. It gets me in that depressive state. And for anyone who knows what it's like to ever have chronic depression and suicidal ideation and actual suicide attempts, um, they know it's not something to play with. Grateful that my open choice is not within reach for me, because if it was, sometimes I worry that it would be. Sometimes I do, definitely in this particular state with this acid reflux being so bad lately. This with dealing with acid reflux, so it's and how bad it's being, like this flare-ups, it's pushing me back into a state where I feel hopeless and helpless, which makes me want to attempt, but I won't. Even if I express my thoughts out loud, doesn't mean I'm going to actually do it. This don't curse my own tongue really hard. Hold on, guys. I have to wait till the sound goes on, but try not to curse really bad. Okay. I am so sorry for some. I'll be nice. Be nice. Some jerk outside my parents' house doing that, because that's one of my pet peeves. Some mom said something wrong. Remember, there are guys in the audience. Remember, there are guys in the audience. Okay. Okay, there we go. Uh, if you can hear it, yeah, it's loud on here. I'm sorry. It is loud because Mariah, I'm so trying. Sorry, Nick. I'm really trying because, like, I don't like some. Mariah. I'm really trying to restrain myself from cursing because once I start cursing, I can't stop. It's a problem I have. Even though some people think it's funny and delightful, I need to calm myself down. My cursing has gotten out of control. Okay. People in this neighborhood are so ignorant, so selfish, very selfish people we have in this neighborhood. They just think about themselves, and I'm trying to not be a bitch like that. Yeah, I call myself that because at least I'm not calling someone else it. Okay. I just don't understand why can't people just like I could understand if he lived by himself, whatever, knows the people around, but this is why I wish I could take this house and plant it somewhere else in the like somewhere away from people. But yeah, that's not happening. I think when I get my own place, I want it away from people. I can't take it anymore. That's I know you know it. Wait, I don't. I hope you're not one. Please don't be one of those types, Nick. Please. I hope you're not. I hope you're like the opposite. I hope. I had words in my mouth that I was gonna say, but they were mean. They were mean. I'm trying not to be mean towards, because I feel like I'm not saying women aren't selfish, but I feel like the ones in the neighborhood are men that be doing these stupid things. Uh, oh wow, my smile looks pretty for one. Okay, it looks pretty sometimes, but yeah, it's one of my one of my favorite features is my smile, and yeah, I have a problem with it right now, so I'm not happy with it. I was trying to think, what are the you said you get you understand. See, I would date someone like you. Not that's a I promise that's not a come on. I would date I don't I'm telling I told my mom, I said I told my mom if I could never date someone that comes up to my if they were like if I was like living on my own, whatever, and I hear some freaking random motorcycle coming down the road from like a far away, and I know it's someone I'm dating. Yeah, it'd be like obviously, or some kind of blind date, and they come like in my house and like they brought that kind of motorcycle. Yeah, I'm gonna tell when they get here, I'm gonna be like, yeah, you can go back to where you came from because Mariah's not doing this anymore. One, if any, well, you probably already know this because I've said it in the past. I don't like being embarrassed, and that is embarrassing to me because it draws attention, and I don't need attention on me. I don't like that. Anyone that's ever dated me or knows me well enough knows I really don't like being embarrassed, and that is one of the things that's really I don't like it. People that know me well enough know this. So if you come near, it's not my fault. The thing is, if you come near me and you know this, it's not my fault that you turn you away because I told you already. But if you don't know me, like I hope to God, that never happens to me. Like somebody comes up with their car, I can hear their like music all the way from down the end of the street. Yeah, I need you to turn around again. Like go back the way you came from, because you should know that's not acceptable to Mariah. I don't care if it's bougie. It's not really bougie. It's just I don't like attention being put on me, and you're putting it on me. I don't. That's not even. That's to me. It's not attractive quality. It's not an attractive quality to Mariah. You said you said absolute. You said completely agree with not wanting. See, what? So you're like me in that regard. Oh wow. So we have some similar qualities. Wonder what else we have similar. Sorry, I sometimes try to figure out like if I knew somebody in person, would I be friends with them in real life? I don't know. I think I would be friends with you, but then I think you'd be like that kid. Actually, technically, I guess you'd be like my older brother because you're older than me. Darn it, back to the saying, but that's fine. Like Odo, like my pseudo older brother, and when I say pseudo is like you're not my actual brother because we're not blood related. But my point is that my point is you'd be like that one that you'd be like if the person annoyed you too much, you'd be like go away. Like I think that's what any siblings like my siblings and I we have that same situation. There are some siblings that don't get bothered by each other, but I feel like it depends on how the siblings are. But I think any sibling you get annoyed with at a point. Only children don't really get it because they don't have siblings. I'm not even trying to be rude, but it's the truth. They can't understand that concept. Like, because they've always had to do things by themselves. Not that I'm saying. I feel like there's a benefit and pros to have siblings, and then there's benefits and cons to, sorry, pros and cons to be having siblings, and then pros and cons to not having siblings. I know having siblings, sometimes I wish I didn't have siblings, and it's not because I wish my siblings away. It's just because I need peace and quiet, and like times when I want to do things and you're not in my way. And I'm pretty sure my siblings feel like that too. I love my sisters, but it's like it's nothing. It has nothing. I have nothing against my sisters. Like I said, it's more like I need my space. And it's not that, and it's not that they're even in my space a lot. It's just sometimes like when I want to do something. I love that they're there because they also are my safety blankets. I do. I love having them there because they make me feel safe. Like I feel like I wouldn't do a lot of wouldn't have done some of the stuff it wasn't for them encouragement. Same with my parents. Like I also don't wish I was. I at times even though I say I wish I was only sibling, I don't wish I was only sibling because I feel like my life would be like less than if I was an only sibling. And I know that people that are only siblings will take that as offense, but being someone that doesn't is not an only sibling, I don't want to be an only sibling. Like I can't imagine them not being my sisters not being in my life. Um, Even though there was a point where they weren't my life, I don't have any recollection of it because me and my sister are about 7 months apart. So, like I said, I don't remember when I didn't have a sister because I was a baby when she was a baby when I was a baby. So we don't have that. That's not the same thing. Like some people like remember like they had a few years before they had siblings. That's not the same thing. Like and then my younger sister came on. The youngest came along 8 years after. So my point is, I didn't know what that's like not to have siblings around. Um, I know some people get it. I'm actually really grateful that's never, like, I've always had someone there. Like, I just think about, like, when my parents die, at least I won't be alone. I know that sounds so stupid, but I'm serious. Like, that's the one thing I am grateful for. One of the things, there's many things I'm grateful for, but it's one of the things I'm grateful for. Is if my parents die, like, I have my sisters will be there. Not that I want them to feel the same grief we feel, but the point is I won't be alone because I watched this one video. This guy had no family left at all. Like, he was the only last one. Like I don't even want to think about that. Like I think about it. Like lately, I've been thinking about a certain thing, but which I'm not gonna talk about this camera because it'd be on like Mariah, you're being morbid. You're being a morbid person. Yes, you are. I'm not the youngest, so I don't know what that's like. I'm the oldest, so. Um, my baby sister, well, I could call her my baby sister, but yeah, technically she's not a baby anymore, so she's my younger sister. The youngest, she's young. I just remember, I just remember when she was born, and I sometimes forget she's not a baby because I always in my mind, I see her as a baby, even or a little child. So my brain, even though I know she's not that, because I'm in my 30s, so she can't possibly be a baby if she's 8 years younger than me. Um, but my brain, like, it can't get out of that state. Like, I don't treat her as a baby, but honestly, I'm very protective of both my siblings. Like, when she's not home for a while, I'm like thinking, oh my gosh, where the hell is she at? Because, especially with all these, and not even trying to be rude. I'm not saying men don't go missing, but I've seen a lot of freaking stories. Well, I'm not calling her my baby sister because she doesn't like it. I'm gonna call her my younger sister. I tried, because for me, I see her as a baby, but she's not a baby. I'm protective of both my siblings, and when I don't see when I, especially since I've seen a lot of missing reports about missing women and missing people that are around my sister's age and my age, and when she ain't home in this house, I'd be like, where the hell is she? I literally be thinking, oh my gosh, did something happen to her? Like, I'm not even joking. It wasn't like this. I was not like, but also when my grandmother died, she wasn't out about, so it's not the same thing. Well, it was once my grandmother died, I saw death differently. I did not, and then I'm not trying to be rude. I had people die before that, but it wasn't the same impact when it was to my family. I mean, I like one of my former classmates died. I grieved that death, but I don't think it hit as much as when it was someone actually in my family. And like even my grandfather dying when I was 6, I didn't really know him, so it wasn't the same thing. Like I like, especially since after my grandma passed, I had all these dreams about like death and like them, like my family dying, my immediate family in this house, and of course she's part of my immediate family. So every single time, like my dad and my sisters are not in this house, I'd be like, where the hell are they at? Especially if I call them and they don't answer me. I literally start having a panic attack, like, where are they at? Like, I remember it's because I now know death. I'm not saying that not. It's not that I didn't know death could touch us. It's not that. I think my brain, it knew it could touch us, but it wasn't real. It's my brain. I don't think understood the reality of. Um. I don't think it understood yet until that happened. The reality of someone close to you dying, and I'm not even trying to be like a bitch. I know people are like, "Mariah, you sound like a bitch because you have people that you know that died," but like they're at the same time, like I said, they weren't related to me. Like if Shannon died and I was still like really close to her, then I think I'm not saying her death didn't impact me because it did. It made me really sad for college, very very sad. Um, 'Cause I was still grieving her death a little bit when we actually no when we were in college, the first semester of college. I was still grieving that death because it was still very recent. And it made it worse because I think it's very similar to how when my grandmother died, because I wanted to see her, and the difference for Shannon is I wanted to be in contact with her, which is interesting because those are not the same death situations, but they are interesting situations. Like I don't know why every single time someone, the one thing I don't quite understand is why when people die, I always think it's a joke. It's literally a whole. It's not even like, I swear. I remember when I told my dad. I remember when I went to my grandmother's funeral. I don't know why I thought this. I know people are like, this is insane sounding, but when I went to the funeral, like went up to the coffin, the casket coffin, thing, and I was like, I bet. For some reason I had this thought in my mind. I said, I bet she when I go up there. Of course, it didn't happen. It would have been kind of insane, and I think I would have been traumatized if that happened. I said, I bet she's gonna like pop up and say, "Ah ha ha, I got you." Is it just a joke? I did this to get all you together. Of course, I know. Of course, that didn't happen. But my brain was like, I think the way it was trying to like, cause it couldn't at the time. Honestly, I couldn't. When the funeral happened and everything, I was. I think up until that point, I was already in disbelief because I was like, this can't be happening. This is some kind of joke. I'm not gonna even lie. Because I remember the 2 days before like her death, for some reason I was sad. I don't know what the hell was happening. I felt something like there was like a process of like I wasn't sad to the point where I was crying, but I felt sadness and I didn't understand what the hell that was. And I think my body was preparing me for it is coming. Like I didn't know what was coming, but I knew something was on its way. And I just remember that Sunday, and me and my sister were in church. I literally, I was, my gosh, there's a huge freaking bird. What the hell is that? Sorry, there's this huge bird right up on the tree right in front of my house. I don't know what kind of bird that thing was. Look like a turkey vulture. It was huge. Sorry. But, I remember thinking, I remember somebody in my church was like, cause I was really crying. I couldn't like I even said, I said it feels like it ain't a real thing that this is actually happening. Like, of course I knew eventually she was gonna die, but I didn't expect her to die that exact time. Because and the reason I didn't expect that is because me, my sister, and my sisters, me and my mom were supposed to go visit her, and then we found out, oh, she died, and I'm thinking, there's no way in hell that happened. No way. You're like, this is some. That's exactly why I thought it was a joke because it can't possibly be that we're about to go visit her and she just goes and dies like that. Like that's not a thing. Um, my brain couldn't. I think my brain couldn't like put those things together. It's like a disconnect. Like you're saying the person I'm supposed to go visit is not here anymore. Like that can't be possible. And there was already before this happened, there was family drama between all this stuff that was happening in my family, which made this crap worse. So when I didn't get to see, because I always already, I felt as if, I don't know if my family felt that way, but I felt as if I abandoned my grandmother, and she died alone. And I know no one could have died, I mean, been around her when she died because she died early in the morning. I just know. I don't care what anyone says, Mariah, how do you know? I know what I know. Well, my mom and I've told my mom and um, my aunt later, I told her how I knew when she died. I don't know, I know what I felt when she died, exactly when she died. I don't know how to explain it to anybody. No one that is not me will understand it. Well, my mom and my aunt don't, well, my mom never doubted what I said. And so it's another reason why when grieving her death it was like it took me months and months and months and months and months to get through that because of what I felt when she died. My brain cannot. It's also just like my brain and my body were not connected at that point. I felt numb, but I also felt deep and deep. It was like very deep, deep sorrow. And when people say, I always heard this, but I never experienced it myself personally until after my grandma passed, where they said they didn't feel like God was there. That's how I felt when my grandmother passed. And it wasn't because God disconnected himself, it's because my grief was so deep, I could not feel anything but the grief. And I didn't know when people like, one thing I hate is they make it seem like, and the one thing I hate about movies, made me think a whole thing. They made me think when I watched a movie, and this is why I hate funerals on movies because it's not true. Some of them are accurate, some of them are not. Where they always most of the funeral scenes you have most funeral scenes you be seeing it's raining when it was when the funeral happens. Like so when my grandmother passed, I was like expecting it to rain because they'd be showing that on the freaking movies, which is not freaking accurate because you can have a funeral on a day when it's sunny outside. So like for me, you probably dissociated, I'm assuming, Nick, for that, like for real, like I don't know, like and also one thing I didn't like I I just didn't like how my mom's I know my mom's family, of course. I just didn't like how they were making the funeral about them. It just started pissing me off. I was like, I almost wanted to get the hell out of there, but I couldn't leave out of there because I can't get out. Because we didn't like, this is before we've been buried, put her body in the ground, thinking, this is not about you and your feelings. This is about someone. I'm glad my mom didn't go over there because, like, everyone else was making it about them. This is not about you. Like, I don't understand what. I hope to God when I die, and of course I know it's gonna happen one day. I hope my family doesn't make it about them. I hope that they, um, I hope it's not about sadness because that's the one thing I will say. Like, it's interesting to watch. I think it's interesting to watch people that you haven't seen in years. Literally, it's just. I think it's the most insane thing personally for myself. People you have not seen in years sometimes. Some people are very close to family, some people are not. You see them and they act as if, oh, like this is like, I just think it's interesting. Like, I remember that day because, like, there's just a lot of shit that was happening that made me, like, I was like, the whole, the whole planning of this crap was, I mean, the whole planning of the funeral stuff was already stressful. And then I remember the day of the burial, I was thinking, in my head, I was thinking, can I get the hell out of here? But I can't get out of here because I have to be here. But at the same time, the only good thing about going to the funeral was it made me know that it was real, but I didn't really want to know it was real. I just wanted it to be a joke, I swear. I did. Because after she died, I can't remember, because I had a dream. I think it was a few days before she died or a few days after. It was weird. Cause she was like at my wedding, and I was like, listen, like, I don't understand. But God, honestly, God was good though, because at the moment, there was a very brief moment, well, not brief, over that several months of grieving thing, God gave me a moment where He allowed me to be able to come back to myself because He allowed me to see my grandmother's spirit. He allowed me to see her. And so it caused me to, because I was such in turmoil. Like, when I say I was such in turmoil, I was very close to having to go to I was going to ask my parents to take me to like a mental hospital or the hospital to take checked into the mental ward because I could not. I'm not even kidding. I could not pull myself out of that grief, and I've never in my life experienced something like that in my life. And it scares me because my grandmother is not as close to me as my two parents and my sisters are. And if I felt that way for one person, I'm not saying I didn't love my grandmother. It's not that. It's that we were not the same. We didn't like. My grandmother and I didn't know each other that well. We knew each other well enough, but we didn't know each other like as in I didn't see her every single day of my whole life. Like my parents, I've seen them every single day of my life. Like my siblings, I've seen them every single day of their lives. And the way I say that because they have not been alive for me every um time. Like they have not been alive for my whole life is what I'm saying. So I've seen them every single day of their lives. That's why I say it like that. Um I am grateful that I think God purposely did that because He knew I was gonna. God, I think God purposely let me see her because I was to the point where I was like, oh my gosh, like I literally couldn't. If I had kept grieving, I probably would have went to the mental hospital because I couldn't see myself. I was going. It's almost like I was going into a. People say when they're in like grieving, they're in a dark. It is like you're in a dark pit that you keep going down and down, down, down and down, and can't get out. It's literally like you can't get out of that spot, and it's not that you can't. You're not. It's like your body will not. Some people can, but for me, I couldn't get out of that spot. And and the thing is, it's true. And people that don't believe in God, I don't know what to tell you because this is just my own experience, personal experience. Um, but the thing is, sometimes trauma can hit you in a way you don't expect. Honestly, I didn't expect. The funny thing is, my sisters and my mom, like honestly, out of everybody in this house, I didn't think my grandmother's death would hit me as much because she was not nice to me at all. Really, she was. She had her moments, whatever where she was kind, but she was not. She is the one who caused one of the biggest traumas in my life. So, like, to me, the reason why is confusing to me, but I think the reason why her death hit me as hard as I did, like I said, I felt like I abandoned her. Felt like, even though she caused a really huge wound in my life, mental and emotional wound, I still loved her. She was still my grandmother. We had in my opinion, let's be honest, she had a complex relationship with all of us. Her granddaughters, her children, um, most likely based on how she was raised, which I can understand that. But I remember my sister was like, she didn't see. I remember because I literally, it's like my brain would not. It's almost like my brain wasn't stuck in it. I don't know for anyone else, but I know for me, I was like stuck in a loop and I couldn't get like when you're stuck in a loop like you can't get out of the loop even if you want to break that loop like there is like even my grandmother passed my nana passed when I found out several years later like actually no it was a good amount of time actually made me sad thinking about that one too find out my like this month is her 15 years since my nana passed and this year In September, it'll be 9 years since my grandmother passed. And I didn't know my Nana passed, which makes me feel worse, too. I remember when I found out she passed, that made me sad because she was the last person. I was like, after my grandmother passed, I was like, at least I can talk to my Nana. I can get back in a relationship with her. But I hadn't realized I didn't know she was already gone. And I think God did not let me know that because I was already in a way, I remember when I found out my Nana passed because I remember after my grandmother passed, I was like, I can actually at least have one grandparent I know that I can talk to, not knowing 6 years before my Nana had already passed, so I didn't have that. I didn't get to reconnect with her. There was no way. Yeah, I've never met my great grandparents. So I don't know what that's like. They were already gone way before I was even born, so I don't know what that's like. So, um, but I wasn't trying to make this morbid. My point is, I've come a long way. Is what I'm trying to say. All the stuff that I've been through in my, sorry, I don't know what that was. All the stuff I've been through in my life, like, made me into the person I've become. Like, already cared about my, I already cared of, I mean, I already had cared about was protective of my two sisters, and I've always been like that since I was, yeah, since when I was young. So it's an older sibling thing. People that are older siblings know what that's like. I can't say, well, I can't speak for younger siblings. I'm not a younger sibling. I'm the oldest. Um, but when my grandmother passed, it was like it went into overdrive. I already had that same thing with my parents. Kind of went to overdrive when I even have, let's be honest, I have with people I know that I'm really good friends with. I went into protective mode after my grandmother passed because I was already like that, but got heightened because I'm like, oh my gosh, now things can just happen to people. And of course, I knew things could happen to people, but reality didn't strike until her death. It didn't hit me until then. And people are like that's insane sounding, but it's really true. Coach says, I hope I'm not making you get like in trouble at work though, because I know you're at work, or getting ready for that. But my point is, good and bad things can shape how you react to things. I still don't understand why the heck did getting to know me, like, why is that the top? Why do people want me to do that for the celebratory live stream? I still don't get it because I'm like not understanding. Um, you said it's not insane, funny. Oh, I just thought it might sound morbid because death is kind of morbid. You know, talking about it kind of brings people's mood down. Um, it did bring my mood down for a long time. Like, I remember, I sometimes even asked my dad, I asked my parents sometimes, do you think I'll ever, oh, I sometimes wonder, am I gonna forget one day, like, about her passing? I don't know. Because being autistic, I'm not sure if I will. Like, if I get Alzheimer's, yeah, I'll probably forget. But because I'm autistic, I have a feeling I'm not gonna forget it. Especially, typically for me, traumatic stuff I don't forget. And to me, her death traumatized me. I remember when it happened. Luckily, thank God I didn't have, like, I pushed everybody away. I remember that. I couldn't deal with nobody. Like, I could not, like, deal. I couldn't talk to my best friend because, yeah, I couldn't talk to nobody. I remember, like, she had called, like, my best friend had called, like, a few months after. I think it was either near my grandmother's birthday, which also is my dad's birthday, too. Um, so it's bittersweet. So that day is bittersweet. Ever since after she passed, I was a bittersweet. Like, my dad's birthday, I love him. My grandmother, I love her. But I remember, like, I think it was a couple of months after she had passed, and I think it was either her birthday or near her birthday, and I'm thinking, my best friend is talking about her grandmother being sick at the time. I'm thinking, I can't be. I told my sister, I remember telling my sisters, I said, I can't be in this room. I gotta get out of here. That's exactly what the thing was. I was like, I can't be near, I can't hear nothing about any grandparents or nothing. Because we just lost grandma like 3 months before this. Like, I don't know how. And I know my best friend wasn't being insensitive, and I understood that. But at the time, maybe I was being selfish at the time, but at the same time, I couldn't handle that because I'm thinking, we just lost our grandmother, and I know you're not trying to be insensitive. I knew that, But for me, my brain, even if she wasn't trying to be insensitive, my brain took it as, this is a slap in your face, Mariah. This person who you, of course, is your best friend is like smacking you where it hurts right now. That's how my body took it. I know, of course, that's not what she was doing, but that's how my mind took it, how my body took it, because I'm like, I'm still in the grieving process. I can't take many. Yeah, I know. I just don't. I just don't know. I'm just kind of scared. Like every time someone dies in my family or that I know really well, it's gonna traumatize me. That's what I'm scared about. That's the one thing I've told my parents and my um. I remember telling my aunt, she was like telling me I could talk to her about this, and I'm like, no, I can't. This is your mom that died. It's not like it's the same. I feel like if my mom had died and she was saying you could tell me everything, anything about my sister, because that's her sister. My mom is her sister, and I'm thinking I can't talk to you about your mom. That's like not fair. I feel like it's not being fair to you. That's still your mom. That's my grandmother, but that's your mom. Like there's a difference there, and like I told my mom, but I felt also guilty telling her certain things. I just remember telling her all my feelings at one point. I'm like, Mom, like, do you know that like how all the stuff I felt when like your mom died, my grandmother, like all this stuff I felt, like all of this guilt, shame, all like a whole lot of different things, and that added to grief I felt like, so they were tied together, and I'm like, okay, Mariah. And then I realized certain things later on, and I'm like, okay, well, God can handle things I cannot. Like He knew all this stuff that I didn't had no awareness of. So over time, I untied the guilt and the shame and other stuff that was tied to her death that was never meant for me to carry, and I let God carry it. And I think when I let God carry it, He, once that happened, He allowed me to, once He allowed me to heal, and then from it, like showing me, comforted me, and got me out of that state. I realized all the stuff that I was feeling for her was not supposed to be tied to her. It was just certain feelings of my humanness, my being human, that caused me to feel that way. Sometimes, do I like being human? No, I don't like being human sometimes. Like, sometimes I just want to get off of here. But unfortunately, my purpose is not up. Is not up. Because in the 34 years I've lived on this earth, I'm so sick of being on this earth, because I feel like this earth, particularly in the news, there is never anything good. I swear. I feel like they purposely make the news bad. Like, I don't like, what is there, like they make. I remember watching this episode of this show I watched when I was a kid with my grandma, Touched by an Angel, and the angel on the show was like looking at the news, and every single thing she saw in the newspaper was bad, and it made her depressed. And I'm thinking, this is literally why I don't watch the news, because every single time you watch the news, and I remember my grandmother used to watch the news when I remember watching, my grandmother used to watch the news, but like before she went to bed and stuff. I'm thinking, they never said nothing good on that darn thing. I'm thinking, why in the heck do you watch this? And this is me as a kid. I was thinking this, like as an adult. I'm like, I literally try to avoid the news, because I'm thinking, because I literally don't ever hear them say anything good. It's like every single thing. It's like 40 bad things and like one good thing. Like, so why would I want to watch that? They say doom and gloom sells, it does, but I don't want to. I'm not buying into that. I don't want to buy doom and gloom. Because it just makes me depressed. I'm like, no, I already have enough depression problems already myself. I don't need to buy into more stuff that is going to depress me or depress the house or depress the world. Like when my parents talk about certain things, and else I like go away, because I'm like, it like literally, because certain things I read or absorb, it actually comes on my body, and that's why I don't try to interact with it. Like certain things in the world that's happening, I just like literally will block it out, or go away from it, like, because it makes me so down that it makes me the point where I'm like, why do I have to be here still? That's why I say that to God sometimes. I say, why do I still be on this earth? Sometimes I just wonder. I'm so sorry. I don't think that's a vehicle. I'm fast. Um, Only good thing about being on this earth is helping other people. That's about it. Other than that, I don't really see a reason to be on here. Um, like, that's literally the only purpose of being on this earth, and the reason that I'm pretty sure that God didn't allow me to finish the attempt. I do think that's the only reason, because I'm helping people, even though I may not always see the the benefits of what I do. I didn't think it's the only the only reason I'm still here. I do think, and I know Satan likes. That's literally that I think Satan likes messing with this channel a lot, because he knows that what I can do when I actually try, and how much success I can have when I put my full weight. I mean, allow God to put his full weight on me and allow me to do what he called me here to do, even though I may not always understand what that purpose is. I've seen enough from all the trolls that's come on this channel. I've seen enough of the hate that they have, and which means it must be doing. If people have that much hate, it must mean I'm not doing something right. That's the one thing I'll start doing, because I used to think the hate means you do something wrong, but actually, to me, the hate means you do something right. And sometimes people hate something that they're either ignorant to, or they know that is the right thing to do, but they just don't want to do it. It's interesting. Excuse me. I wonder if this acid reflux makes me burp. But I do think, like, a lot of the time, I remember when I first started this channel, when I never thought I was gonna get any positive stuff said, and when I started reading the comments, and some of them were some of them were hateful, some of them were very positive, and since this, like, I guess maybe this last year and a half, where it's been so many trolls, and of course we had some awesome people in here, but I used to, I remember before that I was like thinking, right, you're just doing what you think is right, and so I'm just really grateful for the people that were here early on. Definitely grateful for my dad. Especially when I didn't have, like, people that were encouraging me. Nick and Mildred weren't on here yet. Like, people that encouraged me even when I didn't know that this channel would get as popular it has become. But, like, the encouragement, like, even in the beginning days where I didn't think the channel was going to do anything or help anyone. Sorry, I think that was a vehicle. Sorry, probably covered up what I said. I didn't think this channel would reach anybody, honestly. There was a point where I didn't think what I was saying would matter to anybody, and it would reach anybody, or people would care, or encourage anybody, like, influence anybody's decisions, or help anyone in the long run. I thought that my words were very meaningless, and for anyone that knows me well enough. My family does know this about me. I don't know if everyone on here knows it. Probably doesn't know. I do have self-esteem. I've had self-esteem issues since I was really young, and so, which is why words of encouragement and kindness matter to me a lot, because I've self-doubted myself, and at points in my life where I felt worthless. My words didn't feel like they didn't matter. They invalidated. Times where I was supposed to be able to get my self-esteem, I never got it, because times where you're supposed to have them, where you're supposed to where you're supposed to develop your self-esteem, I didn't get those years because they were taken from me when I was being bullied. So I never really got to know who I was as a person. And when people are cruel, people say words are not cruel. They're actually the cruelest things ever. I understand they say stick and stone may hurt you, break your bones, but words will never hurt you. That is a damn lie, and I don't care what nobody says. It is a lie. Words hurt you way more than... I'm not saying sticks and stones don't hurt you. They physically hurt you. Yes, they can damage your bones. I do agree with that, but words can hurt you internally, mentally, and cause you to have physical problems, like eating disorders, self-harm, all these different things. Like, they're way more brutal. Words are more brutal than sticks and stones are, and I don't care what anyone says. And people that are bullied, to me, people have never been bullied, they don't have a right to speak on it. that's never been through a situation where they've never went through something that was that damaging, that caused them to try to harm themselves, or attempt to harm themselves. To me, you shouldn't speak on nothing you don't know. I know from personal experience that I know from personal experience, I should not be here. I should, if it was up to what happened in my past, I should have been underground 20 years ago, because that's how much their words hurt me, impacted my life and destroyed it to the point where I should not be here. Um, the only reason I'm here is because I promised God, I promised my family, and I promised people on this channel. That's the only reason I'm here. And if it wasn't for those promises I made, I probably would have been gone a while ago. Cause I'm tired of being on the world that's so hateful and selfish and evil. I'm just tired. And I only been here for 34 years, but 34 years is enough to be on here, in my opinion. I don't really care people that are older than me saying, I really don't care for people, also don't care for people that say suicide is selfish. People that say that are just ignorant and don't know anything about anything. And they're probably the ones that probably be the first person to say when they go to someone's funeral that committed suicide, you're a selfish human being, you didn't deserve to have your life anyways. That's why I feel like that's what they would say. Because I've been told more than once that suicide is selfish. Why have you ever thought about doing that? I've been told by multiple people. And I think that's absolutely, to me, that's disgusting. To tell someone when they're at one of their lowest moments, you tell them that they're selfish. Because in my opinion, what you're basically doing is you're basically making them know how they feel is invalidated and it doesn't matter. That's what you're saying when you say that phrase. And the reason I get angry about it because I've been personally said that to me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people that have either attempted or almost completed that has been said to them. And I think it's a very selfish thing to say to someone when they're in a crisis moment. You should never say that to them because they already feel unheard and unvalued and worthless. You should not say something that devaluing and that freaking, to me, that's a cold ass statement to say to somebody. In my opinion, if you act like you act like you're better than that person in that moment. You're not better than them. You just may not have experienced what they're experiencing. I guess I could understand you didn't experience it, but you don't have the right to tell someone they're selfish because they're experiencing something that you don't have to go through or may have never gone through. I'm just tired of people invalidating people who've gone through trauma and who've gone through things that other people have not gone through. It's actually insane to me when the world is already freaking cruel enough, and then you're gonna, and to me that's the worst thing you could say to somebody, especially if you're supposed to their friend or their loved one. You tell them they're selfish when they're in a crisis mode, and you try to tell them. I'm gonna see. Oh, and people see. If I have a friend that ever. See, sometimes when I actually know when I've had friends and people have said that to me, and I've told them if you say that ever again, I won't be speaking to you ever again. I've had a family member say that to me, and I've had a person who was my friend said that to me. Well, he wasn't. Well, he was my ex, but also my friend too. I absolutely hate that shit thing said to me, because what you're doing is invalidating my feelings when I'm in crisis mode. That is actually the most dangerous thing you could ever do. That is dangerous to do. That's the reason why I get angry about it. That's dangerous because because once you said that, you basically tell them you're telling that person they should never come to you when they're in crisis mode. And that is not a good thing when somebody is in a mode where they are this basically in a go moment and can lose everything. They're in a moment in a crisis where they can lose everything, and you basically said, I can't come to you because now I no longer feel safe around you. That's basically what you darn said to them. That's actually the most vital, that is very dangerous. And for anyone that thinks I'm mad at you, I'm not mad at anything. The thing is because I've been in those situations, my own suicide situation. in situation where I'm in a suicide attempt or crisis, and somebody says something like that to me, it makes me decide if I want to continue doing what I'm doing or stop what I'm doing. Which means that in that particular, your words are the most vital things, and that's the reason why I'm angry. It makes me angry because in the situation when you're in a mental crisis, the way you say your words are the most vital thing is that person is hearing. They're not hearing your emotion. They may hear that as secondary, but the word you say out of your mouth is what will stick with them. That will make them decide if they want to go through with it or stop it. And one word can change a lot of things. I know people are like, no, Mariah, it's not true. Yes, it is. It is true. Because my own words, stop me from having some, when I'm in a mental health crisis, my motto that I say causes me to stop when I think, my brain is able to consciously think in that moment. My words are able to stop me in that moment to realize to not do this because you cannot come back from doing this. And that's why I say in the crisis moment, your words are everything you've got. And people are like, no, it's not. Yeah, it actually really is true. And people I'm pretty sure most people that are have gone in mental health crisis would say, they always say the words that people have said to me is what makes me do or not do it. I've never heard of anyone else saying, oh no, this person, I've never ever heard of it ever in my whole life. Yeah, that's why it says in every single, yeah, you're right. This is why in every situation, people need to choose their words carefully and think of the consequences of their act. 100% agree with you, Nick, because that is exactly what I'm saying. Like, and I know you get it because I don't know. Can't say what you've been through. I know what I've been through personally, so I can't speak on any situation. But I know personally, I hate when people say that phrase to me. Like if I was married and someone said that to me, I'm getting out of the marriage. I'm not staying to married to somebody else. I would, like, my ex has said that to me before, and I was like kind of pissed when he said it. And I said, you reminded me just of what my aunt said to me, and that pissed me off. Like, I don't know how, I really don't agree with what you're saying, and I'm not going to take it, and I don't care. I don't care who the hell it is. It could be my mom that said it to me. I wouldn't be rude to her, but my mom has never said something like that to me, because she's been there when she and my dad have, actually my dad has witnessed one, and he stopped one for her. So, and my mom and my dad are not like that. They're, especially because they're very protective of me. That's why I know that they would never say something. They may not understand it, but they would never say that to me. My mom is not like that. My dad is not like that. My sisters never, like, they both. I remember when my first time I ever went to, like, a therapist for my suicide stuff. My sister was the one, like, to encourage me to go. Like, I knew I had a problem. I didn't recognize it. The second time when like, several years, well, about 5 years, actually, no, it was 5 years ago now. I knew I needed to go. It wasn't, my parents didn't tell me to go. I knew what I needed to do because I knew I had never had mental health crisis that bad in my life. Never. I've had mental health crisis, but not to the point where I almost completed. And I know I almost completed because I damaged my hyoid bone in my neck. I know, and I can feel it. You're not supposed to be able to feel your hyoid bone through your neck. It's not supposed to feel it. I can feel it. And so and for me, I know I can't wear clothes that are too close to this because I can feel, it feels like I'm being choked. So, which tells me, Mariah, it tells me, that also is another warning for me to know, Mariah, you gotta be careful, like, I have to be careful with my emotions, I need to keep them at a certain level, so, like, I try not to get in a space where I get that upset with myself, or that upset and down, but I can't control it, unfortunately. If I can control it, that'd be great, but that's not how it works. Like, with the pressures of this world and how we're meant to, like, always do things, and, like, how my life is going right now, it's not very great time to be Mariah, but keep going. try my best not to get in that state where I could get depressed. With this acid reflux on top of everything else, it's just making me stressed, and because the pain hadn't let up and hasn't let up so far, it's making me get to that point where it's hopeless and helpless. And I'm trying to remind myself, Mariah, remember what you say, your mantra. Don't use a permanent solution to a temporary problem. I have to tell myself that, even if I think the worst of something. Yeah, I know I gotta do the best I can, but I'm trying to make. I don't want my parents to ever. That's the one thing ever since that. And another reason why I won't ever try to do that in this house. I'm not saying I want to. I don't ever want to. I don't want to harm myself anymore, um, at all. But I definitely don't want to do it in this house, and I don't want to do it at all. But I'm saying because I don't want my parents to ever. I've literally thought about that thought. I don't ever want my parents to have to found me or my siblings. I think about the trauma that would cause them. Because I remember my best friend told me about certain things that happened in her life. Like I was just thinking like the trauma that must bring on those who found the body. Like I literally think about that. Like I'm thinking, because I can see it happening. That's why I know people are like, how can you? Because I can. Like I've seen things in my mind. I see things in my mind. I know people are like, well, that doesn't sound insane, but it's the truth. I can see like if they found my body, I could see how they would react, the horror it would cause them, and I don't want to bring that on anybody. Um, Even if I felt that hopeless to do it, like complete it, I would not want to bring that to, because you can't they can never, because that is a mental trauma that they'll never get over. Like I don't know how anyone can get over that. Seeing that, I have literally. I do worry that because me and my dad watch so much true crime, I do worry that one of us is gonna be on there one day. I hope to God it never happens. I hope to God I'm wrong. I just worry because I also am not the type to think nothing can ever happen to me. I know, I just, because I watch so much true crime, I've seen where the families are destroyed when they find out, like, their loved ones are gone. Not even just from, like someone killed them. It's more like if they killed themselves, like, the trauma, like, like, literally, I'm thinking that's going to be on my family because if I do that. Like, the thing is, I never had thought about that until that stupid guy who manipulated me with suicide. I had never ever thought how my family would feel. I had never thought about it until I was on the side where I got to see what it would have been like if I was in my family's position, what it would feel like if someone did that to me. Like being manipulated by someone pretending they had committed suicide. That made me realize this is what my family would feel. The only difference is it would be in person, not like through a message or whatever. So it made me realize like I don't want my family to feel to go through something that cannot ever be undone. Like, and honestly, I love them too much to make them suffer in that way. Even though throughout many years of lesbians, most of my life, I did not show that I care about them enough. Through my words and my actions, because of a lot of trauma. So, but the thing is, I don't want them to ever experience that. So I'm doing my best to hold on go through each day, even though each day doesn't really get much better than the last, but at least I'm alive. And the way I look at it now, things I took for granted, because let's be honest, a lot of us take for granted that we get to have a day of life. I try to realize my grandma doesn't. I think this is why I've been starting to think. And people that are not here now, like people that have passed on that we take that they don't have a life now, but we still have one. And I feel like even though I still have my life, I feel like I still take things for granted. And one day I won't have this life, and then I'll be like, and then of course I won't have a say on this earth, but you can't get back what you've lost. Like it's unfortunately it's the truth. I'm not trying to even be morbid. Yeah, I don't want that because I feel like I definitely do know for my that's the one thing I do worry about because I know. And also, I feel like the one thing I do really scared about, because I was thinking about this last night. I think I was watching. No, I was watching something. Yeah, I was thinking about this last night. Cause the guy, it pissed me off actually. There was this darn true crime thing I was watching last night, true crime video. Um, when the guy tried to say his ex-wife or his wife committed suicide, it just made me mad. Only because they found out later that's not what happened. But it's made me mad because I'm thinking I'm always scared that whoever I marry, I'm not saying they're going to kill me or anything. I don't want that to ever happen. But I'm saying I'm worried that if they did try, they could say she had a history of like suicide and suicide depression, all this stuff, which is actually true because I do have a history with it. But I would be worried that they, for some reason, another reason I don't know if I would want to tell my spouse all this because how do I know they won't try to do that to me? Because sometimes when someone has a history of something and they may have gone, I'm not saying they got perfectly through it because you can still have struggles with it, but I'm saying that someone can use it against you in the worst moment of your life and you can't, unfortunately, in that regard, when you like when you've done, like you're dead and everything, you can't answer for yourself. And that's what scares me. Like I literally was thinking about that last night. I was thinking, dude, like the guy, and the thing is, the guy was a cop though. The guy that made me even worse off because I was thinking, dude, this guy was a cop. Like he staged the body, and that thing. I was just thinking, there's no way this. I'm sorry. When I'm watching the true crime, it was insane to me because in my even I who am not even cop. I don't know any cops. I'm not a detective or anything, but I knew immediately when I saw the scene that was no way that's a suicide. There's no way because and I don't use the method that supposedly she would have used, but like you can't you can't kill yourself and then take the clip out of the gun and all this other stuff. You can't do that. Like that doesn't even make any sense. Like I'm sorry, but I'm so glad for the people that were on the case because he didn't get away with it. That was actually I've never ever seen that. Like what in the world? I fear that. God, can you please let me marry someone that's honest and doesn't do something bad to me, please? I know it sounds stupid, but I need to marry someone. I need to marry someone honest, but I need them not to be like doing stuff for people. Cause the thing that got me every time watching this true crime case I was watching last night was where he kept saying he was a good cop. Literally like every few minutes or every few like lines in his thing, I'm a good officer, and um, I'm thinking you're not a good cop at all. You were abusing your wife. You're not a good. Even if you were a good officer, that doesn't. The reason why he killed her, he said. I mean, we found out later he killed her because she had filed a domestic I think she might have filed a domestic violence case against him, and he didn't like that because he could like get arrested or whatever something. And so he was like they were trying to investigate his wife's death because she just randomly like supposedly killed herself, which I know as I'm sorry. Everybody on the dang thing, unless you don't know anything about the situation, knows there's no way in the world that lady killed herself. There is no freaking way. None. Like, I don't even know how he thought that was going to work because I've never, all the stuff I've ever seen in my life that I've seen on true crime, and I watch a lot of it. Maybe not as much as I used to, but have watched a lot of true crime, and I know for a fact you cannot empty the magazine of a gun after you are done shot yourself in, especially in where she got supposedly shot herself in. She shot herself in the back of the head. How could she have emptied her gun? That don't make any sense to me. You cannot do that. There's no way to do that. Because you would already, let's be honest, that's a pretty deadly shot, so I don't know how, if she had survived that, I doubt she would be conscious enough to do that. I'm not going to even lie. Even if she hadn't died, I doubt she would be conscious enough to do any of that, because that sounds insane. Okay? But I'm also Mariah. You know how I am. I'm also a true crime person. I like justice being served. I was so happy to see that this idiot didn't get away with it. I was so happy to see, just because he was a cop, he didn't get away with the damn crime. I was so happy to see. I'm not sorry. I don't care. Whoever does the crime, they deserve to get the time. That's how I feel. Do the crime, get the time. Dude, that should be a darn, dude, that should be a saying. Sorry, got off the cuff. But seriously, that should be a darn thing. I just think it's disgusting to me. And the reason she said the reason why and I felt sad though. The reason she said she didn't leave the marriage, this is before, of course they found out her sisters, that she didn't leave that marriage because of his little daughter, because the guy had a daughter and she had some kids too, but she said, I didn't, and this is from the daughter's mouth. The daughter's mouth said, actually no, she didn't tell the sister. She told his daughter, I didn't leave this marriage. I did not leave. I didn't want to leave you behind, so that's why I didn't. I didn't leave the marriage because of you. She was trying to protect his daughter, and I felt sad. I felt devastated actually for that because I'm thinking that tells me what kind of person this woman is. That literally that one statement right there tells me what. That's kind of funny because that's what the episode was called. It's called Untouchable, dude. That was literally the title of the episode, Nick. You didn't know that though. That was literally the title of the episode, Untouchable. It was called this series called on YouTube. It's called Death Comes Knocking. I think that's what it was called. I gotta watch some more episodes now that said that. I'll watch some more today. Before I came on here, I was watching House. That show was good. You didn't know it's called that. For some reason, I thought you were gonna put like a upside down smiley face. What's the thing called? No, not upside down smiley, but it's phone thing. Where you know how people put the smiley part on their forehead? What's it called? It's not upside down smiley face. I don't remember what it's called. I can't think what the emoji is called, but you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, there you go. I couldn't think of what it's called. That. Thank you. That. Oh yeah, that's what it is. Turn your smile upside down. I don't know why they say that, but it's not a frown though. It's not a frown though when you turn your smile upside down. I mean, I'm just thinking too literally. Being autistic, there you go. Yeah. I don't know. My brain, like, I just want my life to be, I just want my life to get better. Like, I hope before the end of this year I get a new job. I just hope things to get better. I want my life to get better, and I want to actually enjoy my life. The one thing I've the one thing I'm teaching myself is, if people don't reciprocate what you put out, then you just like what I'm doing right now with my ex is he hasn't responded to something I wrote, and I'm like, okay, I'll talk to in my brain. This is what I'm doing. I'm gonna wait until he responds. If it takes months for him to respond, so be it. I'm doing that with everybody. So if I'm talking to you and you don't respond to something I say, I'll wait for a long. Yeah, I will be. It'll be up to you and your ball. What's it ball? The ball is in your court. Whatever. That's stupid saying. Where yeah. So like I'm not gonna keep reaching out. Like one thing I'm not gonna do is stop living my life for anybody. I don't care if you're my ex, my friend, whatever you are to me. I'm gonna do what's best for me. I'm not bending over backwards for anybody anymore. I've done that a lot in my life. Actually, I've done that most of my life, and I'm done doing that with guys and girls. I don't care who you are. Friends or not friends, oh, sorry. Acquaintance friends and best friends. And even exes, I'm not doing it for. I don't owe anybody anything. My life, their life, the one thing I've realized, people's lives are not more important than mine, and my life is not more important than yours. You have a life just like I do. Who you decide is important is your choice, and who I decide is important mine is my choice. I do understand people have lives, and I don't really care, but that's not even the problem. Problem is I'm done like making people a center of my life when I'm not anything to them. That's what I've learned. And that's it. Like first off, I don't owe any people responses if I don't want to talk. That's the one thing I've learned. If I don't feel like talking, I won't be speaking. And if I do, I'll talk if I want to. Like, that's really how I'm going to go. I'm like, I don't really care if people don't like my approach. I'm allowed to do what I want for myself. If people don't like it, so be it. Whoever dates me is going to be, they're going to have to be something special, because I'm not just going to date anybody. And I think for me, I realized looking back on things, I think it was the best decision to not be with my ex. Then I was just thinking about different things, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's actually really good. Like, even if we end up not being friends anymore, it's fine. I won't die. Like, I'll just move on my life and whatever. Like, I won't be sad. What's the point? Like, I just need to do what's best for me. Because I often put, like, throughout most everything, like relationships, friendships, all the things, I put every other person first, and I never put myself first. I put myself behind everything else, and I put these people all up in front of me. Like, that's not fair to myself. And so, no, I agree. I 100% agree with that. Oh wow, you have a friend in Florida. Huh. Wait, I'm curious. Did you know her? Did you know her before? Did she always live in Florida, or did she move from South Africa to Florida? I'm just curious, out of curiosity. I honestly, my mom is. That's one thing I love about my mom. My mom taught me and my sisters when we were young. From when we were young, friends come and go, and I honestly, back when I was a kid, I didn't understand what she meant. As I got older, I understood exactly what she was talking about, like how friends do come in your life at certain points and then they're not there, which I'm completely fine with. I've learned I've had a lot of bad friendships, most of them one-sided, so I understand exactly what she's saying. And the people that want to be one-sided, that's their choice, because I don't have to keep making time for people that don't put any time in for me. Like, you want to put 0%, zero effort into it, I put 100%. When I put 0% effort into it, that is not my fault. That is not my fault. I just stop talking, because that's what I'm gonna start doing. People that act like I'm talking to a wall, then I won't be speaking to you anymore. Like, I won't. I don't owe anybody anything. I think people have gotten to the point where they think because this person's. That's the one thing I think. People have gotten to a point where people who are in your life for every single moment have to be in your life every single moment. When you take advantage of that kindness, they have to be there. No, they don't. And I feel like the ones who get mad are the ones who don't put an effort and they expect that person to be there every single moment. Like, I'm to the point where I'm at in my life, in my 30s now, which I've been in my 30s for a little while. But the point is, I've gotten to this point in my 30s, and now I'm thinking about how I don't care. If you don't want to be my friend, that's fine. Like, even anybody on this channel, they don't want to be my friends, whatever. Like, I don't care. Like, people that want to talk to me, go ahead. If you don't, that's fine too. Like, if I lost any of the friendships on here, it's not my business, and I'm not forcing anyone to talk to me. People that want to talk to me can. People that don't want to talk to me, that's fine too. People who are just associates or acquaintances, that's fine. People who are actual friends, that's fine. People who put like -5% effort in and expect me to put 100% effort in, that's not happening anymore. People who the ones I really can't stand, and I've had multiple of this crap, where they come in for months, they are there for a few months, and then they go vanish for like several months, and then come back, and then go back in. Like, I'm not doing that shit anymore. I've had multiple people who do that. It's like really getting on my nerves, where they come in and out like this is like it's a game. Like, oh, you're here for like a few months, and then you go vanish. It's interesting to me. This one guy who I know who's from Poland. That's not the point. He came in front before we were like friends off and on for years, whatever. He's in and out, and then when I don't talk for a few days, because I don't feel like talking, it's weird because he like reaches out to me and like worries. It's to me it's the most interesting thing ever because he was the one who used to go in and out, like go vanishing for like several months and come back, go in and out. I'm like, I'm not understanding. So all of a sudden now, like when I don't talk to you for like a few days, it's like a problem. But for me, I've been dealing with this stupid ass reflex. I didn't feel like talking to people, so. And I don't have to explain to myself. I don't explain anything to anybody when I don't want to feel like talking. Like, like going missing for a few days is not that bad. Going missing for months at a time, that's a problem. Like, and then you keep coming back and doing the same dumb pattern. Oh, I'm sorry. I literally hate that. And it seems to happen with guys more than girls. I've not really had that happen with girls, but guys, it seems to be a damn thing. It's really annoying, and to me, it's selfish. Especially when the people that do this to me know that I worry. And then now I'm at a point where I don't give a crap. Like, if I don't hear from my ex for like until like November or whatever, I don't care anymore. Like, I'm gone to the point where I'm tired. Like, he'll like go like he never used to do this. Well, actually, no, he's done it a few times in the friendship. maybe I'm not sure if it happened in a relationship, but it happened in the friendship. I'm like over it now. Where he goes missing, like I don't know who he is, and then he comes back and says like something happened or whatever. But I literally am over it. Like I'm even friends, I'm over it with people like come in and out of my life. I'm sick and tired of you doing this to me. Like I'm not your damn. I'm not no damn. Like oh, you come with all your bull crapping problems, and then when I say something, then you then say something about the problems you're dealing with, then you vanish. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not no damn. I'm not no therapist, and then you can just come in and out of my life like this is like a game. No, it's not. You said there are so many people that don't ever think about the perspective. Yeah, I know there's a lot of people that don't think about perspective. They expect, like I said, there are certain people that are so selfish. They think that certain friends should just be there for them every single time. And then when they're no longer wanting to be doing this again, now I can see why some people say they don't because of their ex. I see now. I didn't see it before. It's not even that. I don't even hate him. I don't hate my ex. There's nothing to do with that. I just don't like the in and out of bullshit. It's like going to make me mad. And I told him before, so I'm like over it. I'm almost thinking either text him once a year or just stop texting him. That's what I'm literally about to thinking. I'm thinking about doing it. I'm literally thinking it. Yeah, I really don't have time for that. Like, I'm thinking about, like, I don't know if I want to talk to him, honestly. At this point in my life right now, I don't want to talk to him. I don't know if we'll talk again. I'm not sure about that right now. I'm kind of over it. Because I feel like he also knows what I'm going through. It's not like I'm just like my life is so perfect or whatever. If it was, he knows a lot of my the traumas that I have. So like I feel like, and he knows how I worry. So that to me, it's a little bit different than when you're just friends with somebody or like because he knows certain things that some friends that are not deep enough don't know about me. He knows certain traumas that I don't like that like you're pushing on when you disappear and then come back. Like other people don't. Some of my friends, even some of my online friends, don't even know some of those triggers. And like I'm kind of over it. I don't know about that. Yeah, I'm definitely not. After seeing all this, it's just like make me. Even if I wanted to get back together, I wouldn't because I don't try because it makes me. Lets me know that you're not reliable. Literally, that's what it makes me remind me like you're not reliable to me. Like it's not like if I need something, and I don't mean have to mean like as in if I need like something you're not there, and I'm like because I've had times where because certain times I need certain people like and other people I reach out to certain people that are not there. Like even my best friend sometimes she would do that, but for her, I give her a little bit of a pass because of her life is way different than mine. I'm single. She's married. She has kids. I give her, and also she communicates certain things. She tells me when she there's completely different. There's a complete difference with that and situation with my ex. My ex don't always communicate things, so, and it's not every single time. He communicates sometimes. He does tell me certain things, like certain things are gonna happen. Blah blah blah. That's different. And he has done that. I just get tired, and I don't. I do I often wonder like why I don't know. I often wonder why he was with me, and I don't. And it's because I don't understand. I don't think I'll ever will. Like whoever dates me, I don't quite understand why they did it because I'm like not seeing it. Cause on my side, I see all these things that are like problems for me, like problems I have, and I'm like, well, why would you put up with all this bullcrap? Because I know I know I probably. It's not that I wouldn't. It's just like I don't understand. Um, I'm honestly for me, another thing for me, I think for him being my ex is that because I've had like these same issues with other guys, I think when he does the same thing the other guys do, it makes me pissed. Like because he knows of those things I dealt with. There was one ex who went like messed like disappeared for like several months and I didn't know what the hell happened. That is what triggers that crap. There's another reason I get. It's not like it just like oh, Mariah just wants to be like a bitch about like you just see it for several months. Like that's, but you know it's a trigger. And then one of my friends who went, still haven't heard from him. And it's almost been 4 years later, and I don't know what the hell happened to him. And I told you I had started going, and I told him I started going through the obituary. It's like I even told him, my ex, I told him, I said, I looked for your name in the obituaries. And I know for people that's probably odd, but I did that same thing when I found out my friend was like missing. Like, well, sorry, I hadn't heard from my friend for almost 4 years. I started looking at the obituaries. I'm like, but let's be honest, that was not too far. It was because, let's be honest, when anyone goes missing for a significant amount of time, I start doing that because, I start doing that because, because honestly, I obviously care. What the hell else? What the hell else would I do it for? What would you think I want people actually? Some people do go looking in the obituaries for fun. I don't do that shit. I don't go and looking in the obituaries for fun. I do it when I'm excessively worried, thinking, where else the hell could you be? And the thing that makes me pissed is when I find, like, when you come pop up, oh yeah, this, okay, Mariah, this blah, 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 blah. What? Are you effing with me, like, right now? Like, you know my ass is over here worried, like, this is not a game, damn it. Like, I just want, God, can you just, like, give me a normal version when I don't have all this bull crap, please? Like, I just want a normal friendship. Okay, I have one normal friendship, that's accurate. I mean one, in person, not online, in person, real relationship, who doesn't do this bullcrap to me. And if, at least, even if she does do this, which she has not done, she actually gives me sorry, very freaking, every time my best friend, who I had known for almost 16 years now, has gone missing, there was serious reasons why she went, when she went ghost silent. It was not no, oh, oh, I was dealing. Okay, I understand people deal with things. That's not the point. But there was something major, like major problems. And I understand people have problems. I get that. It's not even trying to be like, I'm not like a bitch over here. I understand people have problems. I understand things happen. I do get that. People are thinking, "Mariah, you're a bitch," and I'm not surprised people think that. I already call myself that, so it's not really a big deal. Um, the thing is, if I communicate, this is why I literally don't see. Yeah, no. Yeah, but I'm sorry, but you don't deserve, Nick, you don't deserve that crappy. That's some bullshit. I don't care. People that do that are shit, like doing that to you. I don't care. Because to me, it tells me they don't take any of your feelings in consideration. I don't care if you're a guy or not. I'm not trying to be mean, Nick. It has nothing to do with your gender, just to tell you right now. Because, out of courtesy for being friends, sorry about that. I don't know why I did that. Out of courtesy for being friends, you should at least give the person the audacity to say, "Oh, I have this I'm going through." Like for me, when I shut people down, when I shut people out when my grandmother passed, I told them that's why. It wasn't because I just went missing. I didn't do that. Like, that's, to me, that's selfish to do that. I said I wasn't. I told people I was not talking to them because my grandmother passed. That's a complete reason right there. It's not as if I just vanished like a ghost on the darn face of the earth, like my friend did. Like, he just vanished. There was nothing there. We were just, the reason why. That's the reason why it was terrifying, because we were talking and all of a sudden he's just not there. Like, what? That happened with one of my exes. Before, well, no, two before the most recent one, where he just went missing, and I was like, what the fuck? No, because we were like talking like consistently, like for like several months, and then all of a sudden, like, he was gone for like 6 months, and I'm thinking, or 6 or 7 months, whatever. And he was like, okay, like when he came back, he was like, was in rehab, and I'm thinking, um, I'm not saying that rehab is not important or whatever, but like, you couldn't even, like, okay, Mariah, I'm going through something, and you literally couldn't said that to me. Like, instead of, like, I was over here, like when I remember when that first happened, I was like over here freaking panicking, like upset, like really upset, like, oh my gosh, what the hell happened? And the thing is, the person that I was talking to was like in a different country, so how the hell am I supposed to know what's happening? It's not like you're right down the darn street. Even my ex, who lives in Virginia, who's from Maryland, um, I didn't never had that happen to. I mean, he's never gone missing for another several months now. He's been gone, I think at least the most, I think, has been like a couple months. But I knew that was coming, I think. If I actually no, I didn't know. I found out later that why that happened. Honestly, I just don't feel like I'm just gonna want, like, even if he gets in touch with me, I'm gonna decide when I want to talk and what if I want to talk or not. Because I feel like for me, because a lot of times when it comes to people and they come in and out of my life, I either act on impulse, which is not ever good, let's be honest. Being impulsive is not a good thing all the time, mostly for me, because it's always out of raw emotion, and raw emotion is not good. Because most of my emotion when I'm acting on raw emotion is anger, especially when it comes to where keep coming in and out of my life. Um, I've started deciding like certain things. I decide if I want to tell the person or not because I don't owe them that. I feel like certain times where you keep coming in my life, I decide if you deserve to know certain information or not. Like someone who's constantly in my life gets to know certain information. Once it keeps coming in and out of my life, I don't think you deserve to know certain information. Like, like why should you? Because I feel like you coming in and out of my life means you're not consistent. And the thing I remember when we decided, I remember when I asked him this question when we were dating, like if we should stay friends after, and he was answering my question because I knew eventually we probably would break up. I just kind of had the feeling. But the thing is, he was like, okay. I remember him saying, yeah, I want to stay friends if we break up, and so like I know, hence why I'm not gonna respond when. Well, also I noticed for him, he's not the type to. At least that's what I realized about him. I think he doesn't like confrontation. I don't know why. I guess I'm definitely not that. I like confrontation, but that's part of my personality probably. Um, I just like it. I don't know. But I don't think he likes it, and I really can't help him there. And sometimes he'll like think I'm mad. There are certain times I am pissed at him. I'm not gonna lie, and I mean he probably figures that out. And I'm not sorry because like certain times some of my anger is validated because the way you're treating me is not lining up with. You say one thing, but you do the opposite thing. Oh, honestly, yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I feel like I definitely feel like if we had dated, if we were fully in person, I don't think we would have lasted as long as we did. Honestly, because my personality is not one. Yeah, it's not. It's not. I don't even explain it. I don't even know if we would have lasted a year if we had stayed dated in person fully. I just don't think that would have happened because, yeah, I just don't think because my personality is way like I don't know how to explain it to people. You only have to see it in person, then you'll know what I'm talking about because I don't know how to explain it to people that are not around it enough. I feel like it probably would. Would not be on that show, My Crazy Ex or anything, but I don't think it would have ended well, and I definitely don't think we would have stayed friends at all. Like, I don't think that at all. I think we would not have stayed friends at all. And it's not because I'm a bad person or nothing. I just think my personality is a lot. And like I said, whoever dates me has to be a particular person because, like, anyone that dates me, yeah, it just has to be a particular person. People that know me know that it has to be a particular person. Even my mom says this, and I agree. I agree 100% with what she said. It has to be a particular person. Um, I can't just date anybody. I just can't. Like, and I definitely can't date someone that's too similar to me because it's not gonna work. Because that means, and the reason I say that is that means if we're too similar, that means we're gonna butt heads a lot, or we get too emotional and then in our emotions and we can't communicate. That's gonna be a problem. I don't need someone completely opposite of me, but I need someone that understands when Mariah's in her emotions or like and leave her alone. Like when she's in her intense emotions, like back away from her. Like, and I think some people don't understand that concept. Like I don't think most people understand that. Hence why I don't think many people can date people that are neurodivergent. I just don't. I'm not saying it's impossible. I just think it's harder to date someone that's neurodivergent, and that's what I am. So I definitely don't think any neurotypicals can date me. I just don't think it's gonna work out for them. They're not gonna get it, and then when they try to get it, it's gonna piss me off, and I don't know. Honestly, I stayed friends because honestly at first it was hard to differentiate when the breakup first happened. When I initiated the breakup, which honestly was the best thing to do because it was not working. Like it was just I was already dealing with my own emotions, so not feeling good enough, and like it wasn't even had nothing to do with him. It just I already felt that way about myself, so putting it in the relationship, it kind of felt that way, and then other stuff on top of it, and yeah, it was just not working. I honestly, at this point, I don't know if we're even friends. I don't even know. At this particular moment, I've been questioning if me and my ex are friends right now, because I can't, and I can't speak for him. I can speak for myself. I don't know what we are at the point. I'm like this. Honestly, I thought my heart when I broke up with him. I thought my heart was broken. I thought that when you break up with somebody, only it messes with them, not mess. I didn't think the person who breaks up with the person actually has their heart destroyed. I was like, what is this crap? Like my heart actually felt like my heart. I felt so bad. I like was devastated. I've never been that devastated before. Okay, yes, I have. When my grandma died, I was devastated. So I have been devastated before, but I didn't know because that was like another part of. I feel like when I broke up with him, one piece of my heart broke off. Kind of like when my grandmother died, my heart felt like a piece of my heart I lost. I didn't I didn't expect that pain. I know he was. I feel like he saw it. He's the weirdest thing. I've never had someone that says like the way he reacted when I said it is almost like he was expecting me to say it, which is kind of weird. And I've never had someone expect me to say something like that before. Um, yeah, I felt sad, and I didn't, and because he was like the person I was like in constant contact with, I think my heart like was like, this is not, and it wasn't that I wanted to break up with him. It's just because everything was like, I just felt like everything was already against us. Everything, like the distance, not being able to see each other enough, like every single thing was like I'm not feeling good enough on my side. He didn't feel good enough on his side. I'm thinking this is not like you're not supposed to feel like any of this. This stuff is not supposed to happen, especially not feeling good enough on each side of the relationship, and like you can't. And I feel like you can't say anything to make the other person feel better. So like, I don't know what else was I supposed to do there. I don't know if he knew what to say, and I know it was hard because at points I was trying to set boundaries for myself because there was even times where I knew we were broken up, but my brain was not. I could not. It's almost like my brain could not understand it broke up with him. So like I was like in this space between we broke up, but we're kind of still we're in contact, and like so I don't know what to do because he was like it was like the first big one I like dealt with like before, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do here? This is like a whole new situation for me. Like, it was like honestly, it's the longest relationship I ever was in. So for me, it was like, I don't know how to handle this. Like, my brain don't know how to handle this. We were like together, then we weren't. Then I'm like, okay, people. It's like it's literally like you lost that person. It's what it was. It was like I lost him as a person in my life. Is what I felt like. I think for me, I felt like my heart was like, Mariah, you lost access to this person. So like, that is another thing I think I was grieving. Like it wasn't even just that I broke up. It's like my heart. Like it's like my heart had no longer had access. I do know after there was things I felt after like the breakup. Like there was like there's still emotional attachment to him. Like so I didn't understand why there's certain things you're not supposed to say. I was asking him like even being friends, how we are or I don't know what the heck we are right now, but like I don't know what is you're allowed to act as a like an ex, but also an a friend because I'm like because I've never had to navigate between it being an ex and a friend like being both like of those things. So I'm like am I allowed to ask these questions? Am I allowed to ask these? Because like I know certain people who like if they're friends with their ex, they can ask them anything. And for him, it seems like you can ask him anything. But I'm like, is this going too far? Because I was have to be careful. Even in a relationship, I would be careful because I'm like, I don't know what is because of my traumas. I'm like not sure. Like, am I allowed to say this? Am I allowed to say like I remember even when we were dating, I was like trying to figure out like, am I allowed to be sick? Like because in my relationship before him, and I had gotten really badly sick with my acid reflux, I was getting in trouble for getting sick. And I'm like, for him, I was like literally traumatized. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't feel good. I'm like, am I gonna get in trouble for this? And I know, of course, I'm not a baby or anything, but I kind of had that trauma still there, like because I was told because in the past I was told I'm not. Basically, I got freaking reamed for being sick with my acid reflux really bad, like as if like you know how when parents scold their kids like thing. That's kind of what someone did to me. Like I'm not allowed to get sick, so like when I'm sick, I like literally got paranoid and like, oh my gosh, am I allowed to say this? Like he was the first person that I was with romantically that allowed me to be fully myself. So which is why I was scared to be. That's another reason I was scared to be fully myself, because when I was fully myself with other people that were romantically linked to, they made me feel like garbage. So when it came to my ex, I was like, oh shoot, I can't be like this. I'm not allowed to because he's gonna not like it. But then he was like, but then I'm like I remember from the beginning, I was like, one thing that I want to be honest about is what like I told him about my disability. He told me about his stuff and told him about my depression and my suicide attempts, all this stuff. I was very honest because I want whoever I'm with, I want them to know fully what all the stuff I've gone through and stuff that are triggers and whatever. I mean, of course, I know not everyone's gonna get it perfectly, and I don't think anyone can. But I was like, I think the one thing that I made sure to say, as long as the person is honest with me, and I'm honest with them, I think it's good. Like, I think, at least personally, I think it's good. I don't think I'm still not telling him about that because I think that's not fair to him. If I told him about the thing, that I told you guys about with that guy who did that thing, and it caused me to have like a dream, like with my ex, with someone having a mask of what my ex looked like, and like was doing things to me that I did not consent to. That I literally don't get where that came from. But I know, actually, I do know where that came from. It tied that moment with the video chat thing to the first sexual encounter I had. And that's actually really traumatizing. Thinking about that, like that, a good memory was tied to a bad memory, which should never have even been done because that person shouldn't have been honestly. Yeah, I do think without honesty, the relationship is failed, dude. When I remember this one before I dated my most recent ex. I remember this one guy was like, I remember this one guy who I met after Jeremy, which was the ex before my most recent ex. This guy, his name was Nicholas. Not you, Nick. Not you. Just to be clear, not my Nick. Not Nick. Not the Nick in the mod. Not him. He was like telling me this whole story and whatever. So at the time, I was also talking to the most recent ex, but we weren't in a relationship yet. But I liked him. Of course, I liked him way more. The So I remember he was like kind of pissed because I chose because I think actually no, we were newly in our relationship, me and my the most recent ex, and he was like kind of a little bit upset that I didn't choose him over the other guy. But honestly, after dealing with Jeremy before T, that's what I call him. No one else is allowed to call him that but me, and I'm not saying his name. You only get the first letter of his name. Back to say that I he allowed me to be fully myself, so it caused me to like when I'm being myself on here, I'm okay with being myself because it's not that my parents or my siblings never allowed me to be myself, but in a relationship I never felt secure enough to be myself because of trauma there. So I'm like, okay, men are always in my head I saw it as men is always going to treat you in a way that you deserve, that you think you deserve, but in my experience, I didn't get treated in the way I deserved. So when it came to this most recent relationship, I was like, so it taught me, like, Ryan, you're not allowed to be yourself. You're not allowed to do anything you want. And when you do things you want, you're going to get in trouble. So, like, I felt like I attached myself. Um, I remember after we broke up and everything, I told him, I said, I'm sorry because I know I wasn't living as the best version of myself. I was living based on a lot of my traumas, and I'm sorry that unfortunately, you got some of the burden because relationship, I could see, well, when I look back on it, I could see some of my traumas spilling into that relationship. And I know for him, he probably had some of his traumas in the relationship, but I'm on my live stream. But, what did I say? Yeah, I just think that honesty and trust and communication, I think those three are vital for a relationship to be healthy. Honesty definitely is a key. Communication is one, and then after those, I don't know. But I do know, I remember I used to say after dating T, I was telling him, I don't know if I want to be in a relationship after you. Because I'm scared that, I almost am very scared that sometimes I wonder if I'm worth, he said it must have been a tough situation. Honestly, he understood some of my stuff was trauma. He did understand some of the stuff. Some of the stuff. Well, some of my traumas he went through with me. Unfortunately, Unfortunately, some of the traumas he went through with me. Not all of my traumas he went through with me. He did know some. I told him a lot about my past. Like before him and all the other relationships, I told him about the sex thing and stuff, and he understood. But and I also told him it was selfish behavior I was doing because I was being selfish at the time with the sexting and stuff. And the reason I say it's selfish because all those people, I was not doing the best. I was really being a bitch there. I'm not gonna lie, because all these people were like in relationships, and I remember, one was about to be in a relationship, and it was weird though because that particular one was weird because I don't know how to explain it to you. It was just a weird situation. Like, but I was honest. Wasn't like a. I know certain things that surprised him, but he wasn't like he didn't judge me from it, which is actually really shocking to me because I would expect some men, I guess if you should say, to judge someone based on their past because let's be honest, most people do that. Um, I didn't do that, but honestly, I don't know. Like people, I do wonder like with everything that like I remember like the stuff that happened with Mason, that piece of work. I still hope he went to like the mental hospital because he was a man. He was a piece of thing. Yeah, like I just remember like I've had a lot of stuff happen. I didn't realize I had so many things with trauma. Like I didn't think about that. Like Mason caused me trauma. Jonathan caused me some trauma. That person who then showed me his thing well, Jonathan and Mason and that guy from the video chat caused me trauma because I didn't consent to any of that. I didn't consent to pictures when I didn't ask for pictures, so those three shouldn't have did that to me. That video chat, that just effed me up. Like I can't trust. It taught me, Mariah, don't trust nobody. Technically don't trust men when it comes to video chats, unless you've talked to them to their face the first time. Like my friend Raul, I think he's my friend. Well, we're not really talking right now, but it taught me you can't always. The thing is, you can't trust people's attention sometimes. Like people, it's typically the ones who say they are friends but give off vibes that they're not your actual friend. They want more, which I've had happen unfortunately. And the one that pisses me off is the ones that literally will say to your face, "I don't want nothing more to you than you when friends." Are the ones that be giving off those vibes like they want other things, but then they clearly say they don't, but then they show in certain actions they want more than that. It's just some shit, by the way, sorry. I hope that he got himself together because that was actually insane. That one makes me scared, and I'm worried because of what happened between me and him is gonna like when I get married, that's gonna happen to me. Oh my gosh, please Lord, don't let that happen. I'm scared because like for him, he was married, so that's why I'm terrified. Like I'm scared because I did that to him. That's gonna happen to me. Oh my god, I literally been thinking about that because he was married and he decided to step outside, even though he said it wasn't I'm just terrified because he said it was no connect. Whatever. His behind is a liar. He's a liar. I don't believe him. And the reason I don't believe it is because, and the reason I don't believe it is because why would you purposely try? I still don't understand that. Wait, Nick, I have to. I wish I could actually. I need to actually. I'm gonna ask you something off of here, okay? Because I have a question. I can't say it on here because it just sounds odd, and no, I can't do it. I want to ask you a question based on what happened with one of my former friends, who I'm no longer friends with, which is fine by me. He was married. I'm gonna ask you a question I have. Okay, so sorry, I heard my dad thought he was mad or something. But yeah, I don't know. I just think this alternative. It just sounds like I've dealt with some things. I remember this one. I would tell you this one time, but I feel like that's kind of yeah. No, it's too personal. I don't want to talk about it because I feel like I don't want to make anyone that is has some certain feelings. I don't want anyone to get horny. I don't want anyone to get horny on my channel because I remember that happened to somebody that I know. Something I can't remember what I was doing. I was talking to my former friends. I think it's so cute that he's married to someone else, married to someone now that I knew from these two people I knew from this game are married now. I think it's cute though. I think they're like, is it 2 years or 3 years since they've been married? I think it's cute. Nick, don't be laughing at me. I want to talk about it because I feel like it's personal and not everybody knows the whole situation. So I need to ask you offline. Cause I think and don't be making it weird like that. Okay. Sorry for everyone that thinks I'm a weirdo, but I'm really not. At least I don't try to be. If I well, actually, even being weird's not a weird thing. I think being weird's awesome, but I'm also me, and I don't. I think I'm just tired. I think I'm done for today. Any questions before I go? Because I'm almost tired, and I'm grateful you answer my messages, Nick. I just want to say that because not many people answer when I respond when I write messages. Some do, some others don't. Why are you making? Why are you making that face like you're weirded out? I'm not trying to weird you out. I promise. I just want to know what you would say as a guy. I can't because I'm a girl. I don't know what guys think. That's why I need to ask it offline. Because then people are gonna be thinking. People think. People. I think people think that like we're some kind of couple or something, but that's not the case. But okay. Cause I say your name a lot on here. Maybe that's probably why. And then people get some vibes on. I promise I ain't doing nothing. I promise. I don't want people to be thinking weird things because I favor you. It's not my. I'm not even trying to favor you, Nick. You just happen to be in my stream a lot more than most people. So yeah, and you're also a guy. So oh. Oh, what? Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to make that. I said that word because people be weird though. Why are you laughing? You know I'm right though. People be getting whatever. My friend did that. One of my former friends got something more because I said something, but it wasn't on my channel. It was on when we were talking on this app called Line. So like, and this is when I was back in my relationship with my ex. So yeah, I'm not going to be doing all that to people. Okay. I think I'm gonna go. I'm tired. Then I'll message you. I'll message you on Coffee, Nick. I just want to make sure people don't be thinking like we're a relationship. I mean, even if we were that, but we're not. I said even if we were, it wouldn't be a big deal, but I'm saying we're not in a relationship. So, love you guys. Oh, as always. Thanks for watching. Bye.